Got it. I'm not gonna hit the wrong button this time, I swear.
We outside.
We always outside, bro. What it do? What it do?
All right, we did. We in the
Wamp,
building. What up,
wamp,
y'all?
what
What
it
up?
do, son? Wamp,
We
wamp, you
Wham,
heard?
wham.
Going on, y'all.
What it do? What it do?
Dang, yeah.
Epic.
That beat is so hard,
All
bro.
right, what up, y'all? What up?
Epic.
What up? What up? Rap Roundtable in the building. Here for a good time, not a long time. Y'all know what it is.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
think that's
You
me
dig?
today, man.
Fellas, y'all know what to do. I'm about to go post this link on the socials and
You already.
spread the gospel.
Busy V, what up? All right, all
What's
right.
going on with everybody today, man?
Terrence,
Busy, what up?
What's the weekend like? What's
T
the
Keith,
vibe?
what's the vibes?
He was outside,
Oh,
bro.
I ain't even looking at the chat.
Yeah, I'm tapped in. Now plus, you know the vibes. What's goody?
Wow,
Edwin, yo, born gifted, salute. In the
What's the
building.
deal? What's the deal?
statistics up.
What up, gang gang?
Yes, Flacco.
Falco, what up?
We got a
Oh,
couple
Falco,
things.
my bad.
We got a couple
Yeah.
things to talk about tonight. You know what I mean? We're gonna let
Yeah.
y'all
Reform,
file in
peace.
real quick.
Reform was good. Rob
88, what
Alston.
up?
Yeah,
Tonight
yeah.
first and foremost, as always, hit that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And tonight we're going back to our usual live format. So if y'all want to hop on with us, throw a little super chat and we'll get y'all on that live with us. They got anything y'all want to talk about, whether it's Magic 2, the reaction to it, the online debates, the Hit Boy slander, whatever y'all want to talk about. Throw that super chat in there. We'll get you. We'll get
MC
y'all on
Shan
there.
shit.
You know
You know what I mean? Fuck it, all that. Light skin business. I like that name.
One business I never
that.
involved myself in is light skin
That's a
business.
name I've never seen in the
Light
chat.
skin
Welcome.
business.
Nah, that should caught me off guard, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Now it's the GOAT.
88
Salute.
Spence TJ.
NTG in the house.
Hey, y'all niggas, let them know about your
Nah, I don't
experience.
think so.
Yeah.
Push your T Rose on Friday. What was that like?
Yeah, man. Dean, let's talk about it, man.
Yo, let's talk about it, man. Epic. First of all, we're gonna give Ross his due. You know what I'm saying? We were a little late into the venue, you know, getting fulfilled with the glorious beverages at hand. You dig? Great motion.
That was very close to a pause. I felt a pause somewhere in there.
I was heading there,
never
dogs. I was heading there. I was like, I'm gonna fix this. Shout out to Ross.
Yeah, but let the people know where we was at. We was
Dean set the stage, Dean.
Let me talk about it.
We was outside.
Talk about it. You know, you had 2
NYC.
quarters of the order. You're always gonna find some of the rap round table will be somewhere. Whether it's one of us,
Always.
2 of us, 4 of us, we will be somewhere in the building. We just happen to be at the Pier 17.
South Street
Seaport 50 it's 50 and forever, that's what they call it, right?
50 and forever. Yeah,
Rick Ross and Clips performance. Clips, you know what I'm saying? We have not seen these 2 brothers on stage in quite some time, and if you are a Clips fan, it was a sight to behold. Like I said, once again, shout out to Ross, did his thing, but this was a Clip show, man. The stage was first set with fake bricks of coke lined onto the stage.
We can only assume. We can only assume.
You know what I'm saying?
we don't know what was really in it.
There's,
you know what I mean?
Not that there's anything. There's something wrong with that.
Hey, the business is business. That's all we gotta say.
You gotta dig. But I appreciated the motif of it all, knowing that's been their shtick since they've been into the game. I thought that was dope. Them keeping, you know, I like the fluidity of it all, man. At the fact you're sticking with what they known for and what they pretty much crushed the game with. And they performed a slew of some of my favorite joints. I don't want to go too much crazy because I know Singh got a lot to say, but it was a sight to behold, man. The brothers Thornton, y'all.
Listen, it's summertime, NYC. You know the Rap Roundtable is gonna be outside. If you see us outside, come up, holler at us. We not too Hollywood for none of that. You know what I mean?
A few did.
That's a fact. Come give us a dap. If you see us wearing our hats, usually we're gonna be wearing our hats. Sidebar, if you're not privy to the merch website being up, that shit is up and live. Go check that out.
Roundtablemerch.com.
Roundtablemerch.com.
Get your merch.
You could get you one. Cheers. Shout out to Ease. But yeah, man.
Ease.
We was outside Friday night. Listen, as soon as I saw the ticket, right, the lineup, Rick Ross and the Clips, I was like, nah, we gotta head out to that. You know
Absolutely.
I mean? What I really appreciated about the show and about Rick Ross is that as big as Rick Ross is, right? not literally, but figuratively, like as a, you know what I mean? Like he's a superstar, bro. But he played the opening role for the Clips, and I felt that was very respectful to the Clips as a group, as a legacy. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't too Hollywood for that, right? He took that humble role and said, nah, let me go up first, set it up for the Clips. Because when the Clips came through, man, I was telling the homies, I was like, I did not realize how much I needed to see the Clips live before actually being there to see them live. Because we've seen Pusha T. We a few years back, we seen him at Coney Island. Because again, Rap Round Table, we always outside.
In the building.
Rest in peace, Pop Smoke, by the way.
R.I.P. Pop Smoke.
Yes, sir.
And Pusha T by himself is dope live. But there's something about the synergy between Pusha T and his brother, Malice. We don't see Malice very often for obvious reasons, you know what I mean? And so to see Malice's energy up on stage, like this guy, you would think he'd be rusty. He might be like uncomfortable getting on stage. He's been out of the limelight for a long time. No, man, he hit that stage. He was hitting them bars. And when I tell you, like, we obviously always look to Pusha T for the barsmanship, the flow, the delivery. But when it comes to the jewels and those hard hitting, I don't know, those real life bars, you know what I mean? Malice was always the one that gave you those real life jewels and those real life bars, those introspective bars, those bars where it was like, yeah, I did that. I don't really necessarily feel good about it, but I did it anyway. You know what I mean? You felt that energy in the air when Malice was on that stage, right? They had the big Jumbotron screen. They was doing close-ups of his face. And like, you could see in his face, like when he was spitting those bars, like he felt that shit, you know what I mean? And I appreciated that. I think that's what it was that I felt like. I didn't realize how important seeing a Clips show live was until I actually saw it, because that Malice element to counter the Pusha T energy, it's everything. It's everything. You know what I mean?
It's they to me, they've always been two sides of the same coin.
Of the same coin.
Like it's you can really tell the age of Malice being the older brother. He's kind of like confronted with all this, like, I did what I had to did, you know, I progressed from it, but I do feel bad about the destruction I left in my wake type shit, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Pusha T is straight up like, fuck that. Now I'm getting it, I'm loving it. I'm gonna keep doing it because this shit is working. I love it. So it's just so dynamic to hear the difference between the two. Like there's actual like Malice bars that like I almost shed a tear to, bro. Which is the one where he said, and with this in mind, I still didn't quit. And that's how I know that I ain't shit. That shit that shit touched my soul. That's the shit with Styles P, Jada, I think Roscoe P. Coaching.
Off of Lord Willing, yeah.
There you go. Like, just literally, I'm coughing. I'm just thinking about it, bro. Because I remember being a young nigga listening to this shit like, this shit is deep. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, it's like, you know about drug dealing, you know the aesthetics and all that, but it's like there is a real like business / family / element to this shit that you don't really hear about. So I always thought the Clips were real immaculate, like giving that side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's fire. I'm sick I couldn't be there. You know what I mean? Because to me, Pusha T low key puts on a great stage show, great stage presence, a true MC in that regard. You know what I mean? There's not there's not a whole bunch of yelling in the microphone. Everybody, he's a showman. It's real smooth, and it would have been real ill to see him and his brother alongside each other, just cooking up on stage. Next time, no, I'll be there. I promise. You know
we got video. We're gonna put some Rap Round Table videos out of that.
Of course. You know what I mean? We don't. Anyway, so We gotta talk about.
Hold on. Shouts to the homie Randy. Randy, if you out there, if you watching, shouts to you.
Okay,
you know what I mean? He came up, showed love. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Joel.
Joel was in the building. Joel was
in the building. Oh,
yes, sir. You know, Mr. Events. Salute to the homie.
That's literally his job.
He has business, man.
He has the best job ever, bro.
It's good business.
He gets paid to be at great events. I'm salty about that shit. Nigga, put a nigga on. Please.
Salute Joe, man.
You know what I mean? But we gotta discuss the elephant in the room here, guys. We got it.
Let's talk about it.
The motherfuckers tippy toe around shit. You know, they pretend they don't know. You know what I mean? They front and they lie like they ain't know. Round table, if nothing else, we walk into every situation with all our eyes open, whether comfortable or otherwise. We don't pretend to not know shit. We don't front and then never go back to the topic and all that other shit. We go into all topics because we are unafraid of the backlash. We've got mad tomatoes thrown at us. We don't give a fuck.
So let me check on that and then back to it. What?
Niggas never went back to that shit.
Yeah, man.
Hey, so
pump fake.
I get it.
More pump fakes than Kobe, but the sales come out, right? And God damn it, man. Shit got real quiet on Friday, my nigga. We gotta say it.
What happened?
Damn it.
You know what I'm saying?
Where's the love?
What the fuck
It was
happened?
real loud until Thursday at midnight or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Then Friday came, and if it wasn't for Macito hitting me on the side and shit, like, yo, you seen this? I would have never known. Feel me? So with that being said, Magic 2 drops. The sales come out. 16, let's call it 16.5. I don't have the exact number in front of me. Dini off the air wanted to give him 17, but I don't think it was close enough. I don't remember the exact number. But nevertheless,
really matter either way. Honestly.
Right.
16, 17, it is what it is.
And in this year of hip hop, where the numbers have been extremely depressed with the exception of what's happened in the last, let's say, 3 weeks between Uzi and Travis Scott, who we'll get to in a minute. The numbers have been very depressed, but I'm gonna come clean, Rap Round Table chat. Let's talk about it. I'm super surprised at this number. Like I didn't think with everything with all the goodwill that's been surrounding him and all of the coverage that he's gotten. Because in the past, the argument would have been, why is nobody talking about this album, right? Well, in this case, everybody was talking about Magic 2.
Hip Hop DX, Double XO, Elliot,
Two
T's.
Two T's was talking about this shit. And he don't talk about Nas ever. So when I saw the number, it's like, yo, the fuck is this? So I gotta ask the chat, I gotta ask the Rap Round Table. Are these numbers disappointing? Or is it something else? Since they're the Rap Snob, I come to you.
I think, and again, I'm always gonna have this energy, even if some of y'all out there, I've seen some accounts on Twitter not keeping consistent energy. I'm always gonna have the energy of good music is good music. If I like it, I like it. The numbers don't matter. So at the end of the day, I'm always gonna be like the numbers don't matter. Some accounts on Twitter was trying to push to get those numbers up, and I was looking at that push like, yo, but I thought numbers don't matter. I thought that was what we all believe.
We talked about that on 76.
I thought that's what we all believe.
We showed it.
So I'm always going to keep a consistent energy. Numbers don't matter to me. But what I think is going on with this album is that, as we said at the Rap Round Table, this album's pretty polarizing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's, some of the songs on the album, you listen to them and you're like, all right, they have a more youthful bounce. They have more modern production. Maybe they're trying to get some younger listeners to get excited about this project, but that might not have connected. And then you have the other side of the coin where the traditionalists, you know what I mean, that want that legacy shit. We wasn't happy about that side of the album, right? We might have, maybe a little maybe not happy is a little strong, but a little maybe dissatisfied. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what that dichotomy is what's working here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the audience that they might have been trying to reach, they didn't quite reach them. But then the core audience, they might have been like, this part of this project is for us. So they didn't spin it back as much as they might have done with a KD3 or a Magic 1, right? And as we know, like every single song is a different calculation into the units sold, quote unquote.
Right.
And so, you know, if the half that was supposed to be spinning the album on the youthful side wasn't spinning the album, and then the traditionalist like me was only spinning half the album, that might explain the numbers that we got. You know what I mean?
Macito, talk to me.
Sin, well put, as usual. I think it's basically we have to be honest with ourselves, you know what I mean? And it's that usually a lot of people pay a lot of lip service, a lot of people say a lot of things, but what they do is completely different. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's what they do, you know what I mean? So it's like when you look at the statistics, because we saw it and we were shocked, because just like you say, the profile of this release just seems a lot bigger. It seems like there's been a buildup in notoriety, a buildup in excitement. You know what I mean? Where it's like whatever the next Nas and hit, even down from when the Tide dropped, right? When Nas was going in, you know, with hit on there. There was like anticipation about it. It was exciting. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it felt like, you know, when something feels that way and then the numbers don't necessarily match, it kind of makes you look, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Nas is culture, is hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna care about everything that he does. You know what I mean? So when you really think about it, yeah, when Nas is doing something, all of us are gonna give a fuck. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? But when you look at the statistics, even a week in, you know what I mean? None of the songs on Magic 2 were in the top on daily streams, except for One Mic, One Gun, which everybody says they hate. You know what I mean? That was the song that was really getting spun back more than 200,000 daily. One Mic, One Gun was having, when nothing else was even in Nas's top 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you might have liked it, but the statistic shows that you were going back to KD3 because, you know, songs like 30, songs like Done, songs like Reminisce were still in his top streaming. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's interesting.
So exactly. So it's not a matter of fact of whether Nas is popular or not. He has multiple songs with over 200,000 daily spins. But the thing is, they're not the songs on Magic 2. So even though people are listening to Nas is extremely relevant. He's extremely popular. But you guys weren't running back Magic 2. That's just a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying?
So they heard Magic 2 and went back to KD3.
That's what the statistics show.
That's interesting. That's an angle. That's an angle that, because again, sometimes we don't really do pre-show meetings at the Rap Roundtable. We like to be surprised by each other's takes. Be clear. That's an angle that I didn't consider in this situation, because we talked about KD3 a lot on this show. To me, that's the pinnacle of the Hit Boy and Nas relationship. So for people to listen to Magic and to since point go back to KD3, and or in some cases they never left KD3, that's interesting. You know, there's a person here in the chat. I wanted to address him before I pass it to Dini. Achpo or Achwopo, whatever the fuck. I can't pronounce your name. It's a lot of letters and there's no syllables here for me to break it up. He asks, who cares about sales? Sir, we care about everything in relation to rap, the business of rap, the music of rap, hip hop culture. If it's part of the sphere, we're going to talk about it. So if you don't care about sales, you can wait until we start talking about Travis Scott. But if you can, add to the conversation.
And let me reiterate: if nobody cared about sales, certain Twitter accounts would not be pushing for everybody to go run those numbers up. You know what I mean? So that is what it is.
And as much as people hate streaming, sorry to cut you off, but as much as people hate streaming, you know what I mean? Streaming really exposes a lot because nobody knew. Once you bought Illmatic back in the day, nobody knew what you was spending the most. But now the statistics will literally show we play in New York State of Mind the most. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, even though the streams kind of limit you within your overall sales, I guess, it really kind of keys in and shows you what the people are actually listening to.
Gotcha. So, Deanie, you saw that number. Your honest reaction to it?
This is the worst album in the series. That was my honest reaction to it. Wasn't the
worst? I mean, in theory, I get it.
I mean, the you know, there's a lot of things, like if you think of your top 3 fucking restaurants or whatever, you know, they're all 3 still amazing restaurants, just one just a little better than the other, and those 4 albums are just better than this one, and these numbers prove it. Like, I think a lot of people tapped in and listened to it. I just think nobody else continued to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because if let's say he didn't sell any hard copies specifically, this is all streams. Right. Like that's essentially 24 million spins, bro. You know what I'm saying? So and when you add into that, like, was Nas ever the last drink did what, 22? It wasn't like monumental above this, was it?
Somebody posted it in the chat. Hold on, let me see if I can find.
Yeah, the numbers are all the first ones.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I think one was like 47, 52, 27, and 29 or something to that degree.
Did I
big numbers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In comparison to this.
Oh, here we go. Rare Form, shouts to you. First week sales.
Yeah, shouts.
KD 147, KD 252, Magic, which was completely by surprise, no promotion, 23, and then KD 329.
And less songs. And then KD 329, which is another thing. Like, now the number of songs on the project matter, apparently. So
that's, you noticed that, right? Because now all of a sudden we getting these 17-track albums, 19-track albums. I'm gonna talk about that.
This could be a reflection of how people felt about those albums. You know what I'm saying? It just, they're not going back to spin it as much as they did those other albums. I'm sure the same people who listen to KD 1, 2, 3, and Magic are the same people who are listening to this shit. It's just that people are not fucking with it as much. And that's not taking away anything from Nas. It's just, fam, like, to expect that person to have like 5 amazing albums back to back, bro, no matter what age they are, you know what I'm saying? Is a tall task to ask of anybody. But Nas has just about pulled it off. Like, I'm not going to say Magic 2 is terrible. It's not, but it's just not as good as the KD series and Magic 1. You know what I'm saying? And the sales are reflecting it, I think.
All right, so I'll jump in here. I love everybody's take. Deanie really, he stepped in it. I respect you 100%, speaking in truth on the matter, because as you know, when we have these conversations, somebody's going to get offended. That,
of course,
that's how the internet works. So somebody hears Deanie say, "Oh, this is the worst in the 5." There's going to be people who are going to get upset.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? But that's Deanie's perspective. Worst doesn't mean whack. It just means in comparison to the other 4, this is what it is.
Right.
But I think the first thing that comes to mind for me with this situation is, and we talked about it on this pod in passing before we knew the Magic 2 was even a thing, is that doing so many projects in this window, can it be too much of a good thing? Because it's like when you start to flood the market, at a certain point, your fans are going to choose. We just talked about it a second ago when Mace brought the data. People chose to go back to KD3 because there's too many options. It's like, say now if there was like a year and a half or even 10 months between the projects, maybe people don't go back immediately. But there's so many people who are in love with KD3 that they're going to sit there and they're still going to keep spinning this album. It becomes part of their routine. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work. I'm playing it in my car, playing it on my phone, on the train, however you commute. You ride your bike, your city bikes in New York, whatever the case may be. But when you have so many so soon, if one of them is not as good as, or the next one isn't as good as, or better than the one previously, human nature is going to be like, this is cool, but I like this one more. Shit, nigga.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I'll have my Jay-Z sessions when I listen to, with the old shit. And of course, I'm gonna go where I like. I'm gonna skip over this album. I'm gonna skip over this. I'm hopscotch. And because I got 5 albums, Niggas already probably have their Nas and Hit Boy playlist, and they already pinpointed the songs that they want, and they put their playlist together, and those are the joints that they listen to. You know what I'm saying? So that impacts it. Secondly, that's another thing that we talked about here, that, people, they don't want to give us our credit. It's all right. On the internet, we saw the schism between Nas fans when I talked about that tribe shit. That tribalism is real. And to me, because it wasn't universal acclaim amongst all sections of Nas fandom,
right,
some people, to Sin's point, moved away from this project. The people who are staunch Nas fans and don't really give a fuck about what comes out, we riding with this dude, they ran the album up. The people who are on the internet crying about they want Primo and this and that and Hit Boy is Mid Boy and all this and that, they didn't spin the album.
Or even that these particular Hit Boy beats were not the same as the ones on KD3 and Magic and all that. You know what I mean?
But it's like I said, live, niggas. This album wasn't supposed to be that. In my opinion, at least. I'm not in the studio with these people. I don't have no plugs to tell me what it is and what it ain't. But I could just tell from listening to it, these guys decided, yo, we love the people, we love the energy that's surrounding us. Summertime, hip hop 50, live. Go ahead,
whoa. I just seen a comment, and the truest, you've been rocking with us for a minute. I absolutely invite you to come on the air with us and explain your fucking comment, bro.
What he said?
He said
KD2
is the best out of them all, right? Then KD1, then KD3, then Magic 2, and Magic 1 is the worst out of the 5, or at least in last place. The word worst is, has
offends people, right?
You know what I mean? But he says Magic 1 is in 5th out of 5. The truest, I absolutely invite you to
The
do
truest is a terrorist amongst the Escobarians, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Please.
You think Leroy Green is bad?
Please come on.
The truest is the guy who throws the thing and then runs away. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to use the word because I don't want to get demonetized. But I think the tribalism and the fact that there's so much to choose from caused this number. Now, there's a segment of Nas fans that are gonna say that there's sabotage with these stats. Maybe. But to me, I don't see that angle. Maybe in the past, when Nas had issues with radio stations, of course, it's all documented. Yeah, he beat for Hot 97. They had a big Hot 97 was basically Rockefeller 97. The whole rock was coming in. They were doing whatever they wanted to do, whenever they wanted to do it. They had whole shows programmed to Jay-Z or Dipset or whoever wanted Stay Proper show up, and the whole program would go out the window. They would pay for the commercials, so they don't have to take commercials. We was there, we witnessed it. But I just don't see the sabotage angle in 2023 after all the love he got. My biggest issue with this, guys, is just the business of it all, Mace. His Instagram numbers, the views, the likes, the followers. I think I seen somebody when According to Hip Hop was doing their show earlier today that did the math and said that the way the streaming numbers broke down, they accounted for 23 million streams. But if you divide it by the number that you provided for us earlier this year, that turns into 16,000 units. To me, this whole thing is fucked up to me, bro.
I mean, it can be. You
23
know what
million streams is a lot of streams, Mace.
A lot of streams, bro.
3 million's a lot of streams. They streamed a lot, stuff a lot more. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, like, when the 52 came for KD1 and the 57 came for KD2, the streams were fine. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not gonna act like they wrong now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. The sabotaging, that's why I wanted to make a point about Nas, because if you look at the statistics, he's way higher than you would think for a rapper that came out in 94 on amongst his streaming statistics. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like people ain't listening. You know what I mean? Like, it just happened to be this album, bro.
It just happened to be this album. Talk about it.
It's also extra interesting because, like, they dropped after the bundles deals became official. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Oh,
speak on that.
thank you,
So he was doing 50, 53, and 52 and all those numbers before the bundles, but then after the bundles he does 16. Like, I don't know, man. Like, look, I'm not one to be like, yo, let's flub the numbers, but we did also just have an episode called Play the Game. And if the game says you can include bundles in with your album sales and everybody else is doing it, they could, I feel like they might have not included the bundles into these album sales, into the rollout of this album. You know what I mean?
Bro, why? You know what? There is merch. There is a site.
There is merch.
We were corrected. But why didn't he just roll in the bundles with the release?
Exactly. Why wouldn't
he do it again? They made it legal.
I mean, I could be the OG thing where I don't feel like I got to do what these young cats got to do. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an old head element like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got to do these things that these young cats got to do, especially with all the shit I've done for hip hop.
It's a new day. There's always been an angle. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was double CDs. You know, you put out 2 CDs in one, you release it at the same time. Each time you sell an album, it's 2 units. You know what I mean? And so there were some artists that you expected double CDs from. There was other artists that you were like, yo, what the fuck are they doing? Dropping a double CD. They was playing the game. You know what I mean? And so, like, fast forward, now it's streaming. There's no such thing as double CDs. So, you know, the bundles work like double CDs now. The bundles are the new double CDs in this day and age.
And you don't take the same loss, because usually the more tracks you provide, most of the time the whack and the shit gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of like kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Humble Bragger says, "Why does this matter?" Oh, we can't talk about the rap business. We done talked about the album ad nauseum. We talking about the business surrounding the album. I don't understand. and let me be clear. Let me be clear about something. Because this is a thing that kills me. It kills me a lot. Let me adjust my hat too. Roundtablemerch.com. Copy hat. Hit the like button too.
Please.
Saying that they don't care about that. It's a lie. All right. If they didn't care about the sales, the music would be free. It'd be on SoundCloud. They wouldn't go through the hassles of putting it on all the DSPs and essentially doing a full rollout on Instagram and doing this and that. All right. So anybody that tells you that an artist doesn't care about sales and the music is not somewhere where you can get it for free, stop lying. There's no such thing as the artists don't care about sales. Especially they don't care when the numbers don't hit, whatever. And I'm not even talking about numbers. I'm talking to Humble Bragger. Every artist in the music business cares about the units sold. Yes, they do. But as I said before, specifically Magic 2 was not about anything more than feeding his base. It wasn't like, to me, KD3 or whatever the next project is. I don't know if it's going to be KD4 or Magic 3, whatever, or something new entirely. That's the project that, to me, that's going to maybe have the full, you know what I mean? The bundles, et cetera, et cetera. But stop saying they don't care about that. That's a lie. I'm tired of seeing people say that. No artist alive doesn't care about the unit sold when they put it out. If it's not free, they care.
If you work 40 hours a week, you want to get paid for 40 hours a week, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't let a nigga go to work for 40 hours a week. Say he don't care about the 40 hours. Just give him 20. No. No.
Fair play.
Give me my cash, man.
Fair play. So now my question would be to Sin. I'm coming to you. And then we can work our way around. With this now, specifically
Humble Bragger, the streams on YouTube count towards sales as well.
It's all relative.
Damn.
Nah, he's saying it's free on YouTube. When you watch on YouTube, that counts towards the sales.
That also counts.
You helped out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why do you think they wait until after the album drops to put the videos out? It ain't like before where you get the full rollout with the video and then the album. The videos always drop around the day of or the day after the album releases, bro. They are playing the game.
It's just a much smaller fraction because it's free on YouTube, but it still counts towards.
Yeah, because they have a personal, Nas has a personal monetized page on YouTube. and the streaming farms do what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Nas is just not doing the dirty work or let me not say dirty work, the nasty work of paying to get inflated numbers like some other people do. But still, I want to ask you a question. Now that we've seen the division amongst the fan base, people are fighting against Hit Boy. But Nas said they're already working on the next one. Should there be a gap between Magic 2 and the next release? Should they wait a little bit, or should they continue going forward, which will potentially be another release?
You know what? Just go with the plan.
Okay.
Just move forward with the plan, because then if there is a gap, if they do wait a little bit, then it's gonna feel like it's all about optics. It's about optics, and it's about how things look. You know what I mean? And so if they implement a gap at this point, saying, "Oh, maybe it's too oversaturated. Like maybe we should wait." Then there might be like a backlash, or then they might be like, "Oh, see, you see, they do care about the numbers." And like, even though we say all artists care about the numbers in some way, shape, or form, there's certain artists that apparently have made it their persona or aesthetic that the numbers don't matter. But even though they do kind of matter, they still want to keep up that persona that like we just doing this for the love and it doesn't matter. So I would say keep going with what's been working. And if there was a slight dip for this particular project, don't let that shit slow you down. Keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? That's how you got to work.
I'll take it, Dini, I'm going to ask you the same question in a second. Humble bragger, I'll take it a step further. If we get no videos for this project for Magic 2, like there's no visuals, it's just, hold this down, spin it, move on, then I'll come back on this live and I'll give Humble Bragger his flowers and I'll say, maybe they really didn't care about inflating their numbers. Is that a fair trade, Humble Bragger? If we get no visuals, they just move on to go on to their next project. Maybe they really didn't care. And my initial hypothesis that this was just for the love is correct. I'll give you your flowers. You want to do that, Humble Bragger? Cool. Dini, do you think they should wait or push forward?
I think they should push forward. Like hip hop, like anything else, man, it's something you feel. Sin's a producer. He knows what I'm talking about, man. When you find that groove, that pocket, especially if you've been on the block, you know what I'm saying? If you've been on writer's block or beat block or, you know what I'm saying? Sin, you be behind the board, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever block. Same thing with Macito. Whenever you lose that step, you don't know when you're going to get that step back, bro. You might take a step like, well, let's just wait a month. And actually, you might lose out 2 years of potential because you just missed that chance. I think Nas got it. Number 2, that man ain't no spring chicken, bro. Waiting 2-3 years for albums when you heading towards 50. We gonna be like, yo, where's that new 65-year-old Nas? I don't know if we're gonna be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I just know right now while he's got the gas, while Hit Boy's making these dope beats, for him to go drop 5 joints and have one that's not as hot as the other 4. That's still, like I said, bro, it's still an accomplishment. I don't think that's an L for them. I just think the music they've put out was just so dope. The bars just raised so high. So now they have to drop something else. And I don't think they got to put it out tomorrow. I think they could let it cook. Let it cook for a nice little minute, but the gap can't be too big. And don't lose the stride, bro. Pause. Yeah, pause. The super pause. Don't lose the stride is what I'm saying,
sorry, man.
Do that again.
Reflex,
do that again. You getting muted, Dini.
Yo,
I mean,
when you find a groove, you find a groove. Like we in the groove, my brothers. Yeah. We've been grooving since we've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason to take our foot off the gas when we're in such an immaculate groove. Shout out to the chat, man.
That's a fact. All right. What do you think about it, Mace? I got my opinions, but what do you think?
I think there's no reason, honestly. I see a couple people in the chat and going along with what Dini said, that basically Nas is in his prime, you know what I mean? And this is like a stretch run almost. So if your fans are enjoying it, why not release it? He's in a unique position because I feel like a lot of people, or the few people that are getting upset, like, why are you talking about sales, are used to people conflating quality with sales. We're not having a quality discussion. You know what I mean? We're basically saying what the sales mean. Yes. Exactly. And what they reflect. You know what I mean? So this isn't a quality conversation. It's just about what the business means. And Nas is in a unique position being on Mass Appeal, releasing his own music, that he's not dealing with, the record label fronting you $1 million
he's getting a bigger cut of the back end, actually.
You feel what I'm saying? He's paying himself to release these albums. You know what I'm saying?
Rushing you.
Exactly.
This could be a tax write-off, honestly, Magic too. To be honest with you, he owns it all. You feel what I mean?
And what y'all know about that out there?
So he's not in the position where artists who might have had a slow sales week, they got to go and press the record label. They got to come back with 15 hits. They got to do this. They got to do that. Nas can just feel what he felt about this album and go right back to the drum board. There's nothing shackling him as another artist would. So I think he should still keep releasing.
Listen, it's like the local celeb said, I bought for the team I own. He, you know what I mean? He hitting. I think this is, they should probably push it back a few months. Like I would wait even until like fucking December now, like late December even, and use this as fuel. Because now, again, obviously these guys are competitive. You know what I mean? Both producer and rapper, they're competitive. They heard the noise. They see what was being said on the net. You know, some of these people reviewing the albums and the scribes, they shitted on Magic too. Like they was almost waiting for this album to be not nearly as close to anything else, so they could just wild out, right?
A lot of Hit Boy hate.
I think now they should pivot and get a little more aggressive. I think if there's a time for an album to become an aggressive sounding Nas and Hit Boy production, I think this 6th installment should be the one. Because now y'all patiently waited to hate, like we talked about last week. They were waiting to hate. Now that you've got it out of your system, here's the other one. You know what I mean? We got a super chat here from Melvin Wright. He says, they haven't been promoted the same as KD1 was. The numbers first week for every album. He's not going to move 100K, but there's a decline with every release.
We're not expecting 100K out of Nas. Like off rip.
In 2023,
we understand he's a legacy artist. He's going to be 50 in next month, pretty much, in September. Like we're not expecting 100, 200K out of this guy. You know what I mean? But when we look at the numbers that he's posted within this series, you know, even within that small bubble, it's a bit of a decline. It's a bit of a letdown. You know what I mean? We can be honest about that. Can't we? We can, right?
I mean, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're not wrong. But maybe it just wasn't supposed to be that.
Maybe it wasn't supposed to be that.
You know what I mean?
Because if it was, they would have kept spinning it and the numbers would have kept rising. Like I said, I think a lot of people tapped in and came away with 3 or 4 joints and just said, I'm going to just spin them 3 or 4 joints every now and then. It wasn't the other joints you spun back to back to back.
It's true that there are no visuals for this album, just like Magic 1. So
we got a Hit Boy slanderer in the chat. His name is Sat12. He says, how many Nas songs produced by Hit Boy can be called hits? How many Nas songs produced by Hit Boy can be called hits? He repeated the question twice.
Double time.
I mean, why? Like,
they got a few.
Was that the point, though? What part of these albums, when you listen to them, you could say, "All right, that song was supposed to be like a smash hit."
Look, just makes my it makes my head hurt, bro. It makes my fucking head hurt because the whole time that we had Nas as the #1 rapper in our lives, we've always said that we don't care about the hits. We've never cared about the hits. He's had hits, but we've always said, and we've always felt, not just said, but felt, we don't care about the actual hits and what is on Billboard, what's playing on radio. It's about the quality of the music. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why now, having Hit Boy on the helm, now people care about, why does he have Hit Boy on, you know, as his go-to producer? He doesn't produce any hits. Like, what are you talking about? Like, keep the same energy, please.
Like, if you seen Nas perform, you know, and to me, this is like the real great thing about what he's doing, is if you've seen Nas perform once, you've seen him perform twice, you know, you're gonna get that big slew of songs from like the first maybe like 4 albums that you know are gonna ring off. But I think what's dope about this is now we're getting cuts off new albums. Like if I go see a Nas concert tomorrow, I want to hear Thun. I want to hear Michael and Quincy. I want to hear Motion. I want to hear Slow It Down. You know what I'm saying? So if nothing else, we know the real money's in the touring anyway. So if nothing else, he has more songs. So he doesn't just have to perform I Gave You Power and fucking If I Ruled the World. You know what I'm saying? Those songs that you know you're gonna hit. Now he got a new slew. Show can go twice as long. He could just twice as much money for him. He could just do a lot more. And I think that's a dope part of it too. Even if the sales are not crazy, if some of those songs resonate with the people and those become songs people want to hear him perform, there's a bag in and of that too.
Right. And I get confused about that. That's very confusing, bro, because the songs that Nas will play at his concerts are not Nas's hits. So, like, are you asking Nas to go back to the Trackmasters or Puff Daddy?
Right.
Like, I'm not asking. Like,
You
Primo
Owe Me?
didn't produce hits for Nas. Like, what
You
you
don't
like?
ever
He
perform You Owe
produced
Me
bangers, bro. Like,
at
you
all.
want bangers from Nas,
Ever.
bro. So, like, 30 rings off, Thun rings off. Like, my man said 27 Summers
crazy.
rings off. That's what
Fire.
you want, bro. Like, come
Death
on,
Row
man.
East. There's a
weird
lot
ass
of new
question, man.
music. There's a lot of new music you can get off those, man.
All right, so we got to close out this topic, but I got a few bars that I want to fire off. First and foremost, if you're asking about hits, right? If you go to that Nas show, and I can always pull back the Garden experience.
Epic.
Especially when you got to the KD3 segment, the Stadium album, in my opinion, of the series, the shit, it hit different, nigga.
Just the building.
Y'all heard me talk so much shit on this podcast, right? But y'all always got some of y'all, not everybody. A matter of fact, let me not say nobody in this chat. The people who stopped tuning in because they thought we was Nas haters because we didn't say the things they wanted us to say. They not here no more. But I'm talking to them. When that album comes on in the stadium, you're wondering about hits. It's all there, bro. This Madison Square Garden, the energy in the building changed when the KD3 set came on. Outside of the classics, the building didn't feel that way outside of KD3. The classics and KD3. It felt different. It hit different. The energy was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there right next to Sin, Jay-Z fan. If there was a Jay-Z police in the Garden looking to see who the incels were, I would have lost my card. I would have lost it. Secondly,
different.
You put on the radio, right? This is a question for the Truest and Sat 12 specifically. You hear a lot of rap stations now are not hip hop stations. They just general. They got their relationships is more in line with what top 40 is, more so than what rap is supposed to mean. Right. So when you ask about why is New York not playing this, why is here not playing that, it's because the business of radio means more than protecting the culture. That's just the reality. So when you put the radio on and you hear the songs that are getting spins on the radio, do you want Nas making them type of records? Let's be serious here.
Well,
you want Nas for some Her Loss shit? You know what I'm saying? You want Nas making a Future record?
Yeah, y'all mad enough that he linked up with 21 Savage.
Right.
And that song's not even that bad.
And I'm asking the people who say where the hits at. Because a hit in 2023 for the lot of y'all that's asking where the hits are the same shit that y'all complain about, that you don't like. So why would you want him to make them type of records?
This is why it makes my head hurt, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Make the logic make sense, bro.
Come on, fam. I had another point, but I forgot it because it's like
infuriating.
What are you talking about?
You talking about both sides of your mouth, bro. Like
you really want them to make them songs? Do you really?
And the whole
should Nas make a drill record, Sin?
And listen, the whole
should Nas just want to rock? Should he shake his hips? Should he shake his hips?
You know what I mean?
Shoulders.
He should get Cardi on a verse.
But the whole mystique around Hit Boy right now is that he's been there and done that and made those hits. And now he's rocking with Nas and locking in the studio and making real shit, real music, real just joints for the heads. Pause. That's the whole mystique around it. That's what we've been celebrating the whole time.
Come on, bro.
Did you miss the memo?
Do they want Ice Spice featuring Nas? Is that what they want?
Maybe.
Bro,
do they want Mulatto featuring Nas? What they want? They want Nas on TikTok doing dances?
Coil Ray and Nas.
That's the songs that's getting on the radio right now. So again, when you ask where the hits at, what exactly are you asking for?
I need the values to remain consistent.
All right.
AKA keep the same energy.
God did, and let's be clear for the people who want to say you a Jay fan, that not y'all in the chat, but the people who might watch this at a later date. God did got a lot of talk on the interwebs, but it was not a hit because that kind of song just don't stay on the radio.
Right. It did not stay on the radio.
This is adult contemporary rap. It's not made for the radio. It's not meant to be a hit. We got some super chats, and I'm coming to you with this one.
Thanks.
Tory Kitchen says Magic 2 Fire. Tracks 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10 are all fire. What do you say?
Let's see. Tracks 2, Abracadabra. It grew on me a little bit. I'm not gonna say it's fire. Office Hours is fire. 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Could have been left off. It would have still been fire. It would have still been as fire without 50 Cent.
It's 25 cents because you only got half the verse.
It would have been better by addition, by subtraction.
Yo, it was a 90s bag of chips. Shit. Yeah, no, Black Magic. Oh no, you skipped over Black Magic. Motion. Listen, look, since the album dropped, I keep hearing people go back to Motion and talk about Motion, and the roundtables talked about Motion. I think it's good.
Come on, Sen.
Don't do that, Sen.
I think it's good.
Best track on the album.
But
that's
look,
the bop on the album.
If y'all could just fuck with me for a second. There's something about the beat that irks me. There's something about the beat that doesn't. It doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't like I've heard better Hit Boy beats. You know what I mean? There's something about the beat that doesn't quite resonate with me. I'm not saying it's whack. I'm just saying it doesn't quite resonate with me. That particular beat. Everybody seems to love that record and love that beat.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Anyway, where does he go next?
Fire.
Joaquin Woodbine is good.
Fire.
What This All Means is good. Slow It Down is amazing. I love that song. Pisses on Your album cover is a good song. I'm not gonna say all of those songs that you listed are fire, but there was good songs. There was some that didn't quite resonate with me. But we could also say there's a bunch of songs at KD3 that's fire. There's a bunch of songs that Magic that's fire. And those fire songs would be a little bit more fire than these fire songs.
Then quoting the fires took me out. He said, "Fire."
Bro.
That part
Moving
took me
on.
out.
Mike H with the super chat, because they're trying to get a shot at. Says, I would love a B-side album from Nas and Hit. Give me Drunk by Myself, Slow It Down, Purple, Speechless. I hope they don't let the sale shake them. Dini, your thoughts?
I hope so too, but I don't think they will, man. Like I said, I came out when they came out the gate. I'm pretty sure they understood these would not be, grandstanding sales albums. I think they just want to make good music for the people so they can enjoy, to pretty much continue the legacy of somebody who's, like I said, one of the most legendary dudes to ever enter the game, man. Nas Escobar. I think he's just keeping the name alive. And like we said this 100,000 times at the table. Like Nas just always needed that production help, someone to just help guide the way through the beats. Pause. And now that he's found his guy in Hit Boy.
Let me just keep the cursor above the mute, just for the
Don't do that, bro.
Oh man.
Don't do that, bro.
That's strike two. That's strike two.
The first one y'all caught me, the second pause was immaculate. My time is exceptional.
You said he needed GPS for the beats, bro. That's crazy.
Don't do that, bro. We talked about this, bro. He needed help.
Diddy,
Salon Remy was not getting it done, bro. Like, let's be honest. All them other people was not getting it done. But Hit Boy has got it done. We got to give him his flowers, man.
Hey, so we got another super chat. Mace, this one is for you. Humble Bragger says, you don't think they meant to go this way and create a different sound, whether it's a decline to you? Magic One is easy to create for Nas. Your thoughts, Macito?
Well, yeah, that I agreed. Humble Bragger, appreciate the super chat as well. They absolutely meant to go with a different sound, and the people showed them what they felt about it. You know.
All right. Here's what I say before we move on. Everyone here in the chat, all of that, keep your eye on the Hit Boy hate. I feel like those people, when we talked about it on 76, the self-sabotage. I'm concerned about that wing of fans going out of their way to make sure that it's not successful, to make their point statistically legit. So keep your eye on them niggas for the next release.
Tinfoil hats jar.
It's on, bro.
Right?
It's on. But I felt like we needed to have the conversation because, you know, niggas be scared to talk about the uncomfortable shit. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid. Step into the fire.
Pull up.
You know what I mean? Now, we on the internet over the weekend. The biggest release statistically of the rap year just dropped. Travis Scott, Utopia on deck, right? Another album that seems to be splitting the conversation as far as good, great album of the year, and it's not that good, right? Punch, TDE's on, a person who, you know, we've gotten in trouble with on the Rap Roundtable, and I'll add him to the list. He was like, we gotta start essentially telling the truth about Sonics, and his point was, just because the Sonics are good, it doesn't, or there's more to a great rap album than Sonics. That was his point.
Yeah.
Dini be the loudest nigga in the room when it comes to it's the Sonics. You love that one.
It matters.
The vibes.
I
gotta feel it, man.
Vibey.
The music hits you feel no pain.
You be you. So you see Punch make these comments. What are your thoughts, Dini?
I'm surprised. Is his label not filled with artists that know how to provide Sonics? You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar was a TDE artist, provided Sonics. Schoolboy Q, fucking Sonics. You know what I'm saying? SZA, Sonics. Like he should be used to. His whole label is known for making music that's sonically like incredible to listen to. So the fact that maybe, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but what is the hatred now about Sonics? When did Sonics not matter? And they don't have to be everything. Actually, Travis Scott was kind of rapping on this album. I ain't gonna
fight
hold
already, Dean.
You said what?
I said, Sin ready to fight you already, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is.
Pat, this is why we wanted to get the Nas conversation out the way, because this conversation is gonna be good.
Was Kendrick Lamar not the songbird of his generation, bro? On some Step Brother shit, was he not the songbird of his generation, my dude? Wow. You know what I'm saying? So the Sonics mattered. Like, we're not gonna act like Sonics don't matter, because now, you know what I'm saying, it ain't bubbling the way it used to over there. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Sin.
Go
ahead, Sin.
Hold on, say that again, Dini.
I mean, Kendrick, that's the Sonics god,
no,
right?
Say exactly what you just said.
As far as what?
Sure.
The Sonics are not bubbling like they were.
They're not.
Ooh.
Okay. The Sonics on Mr. Mid was popping?
They weren't?
That's a PG Lang release.
Ooh.
The Sonics on Mr. Mid was popping?
The Sonic. What do you consider Sonics?
I know.
That's PG Lang, TDE.
I'm saying that's true. That's true.
No. We're gonna get to that base. But let
the chaos already started. This is not even a good part.
So let me talk to some rational minds. The Sonics were amazing on Mr. Mid.
What do you consider Sonics?
Level of music and my want to listen to it, bro.
That's
Sonics to me.
That's not necessarily Sonic.
When
you're talking about
quality of the music.
No. You're talking about production and replay value. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
You're talking about replay value. If we're talking about Sonics is the mixing.
Wait, hold on. Soundscapes.
All right.
Hashtag soundscapes.
Okay, so it's a spectrum, right? we can go from soundscape being the beats and the instrumentals on down to the mixing and mastering level, right?
Okay.
We could also go from the beats up to like the songs and the songwriting and how strongly you felt about that song and how it resonated with you, right? When I think Sonics, I think from production on down. Dini, it sounds like you're thinking from production on up to the songs and the songwriting and the topic matter. That's a completely different topic to me.
No, what Sonics to me is like stadium, like music that would make me like really like erupt at a stadium. You get what I'm saying?
The feeling.
There you go. That's what I mean by Sonics.
I would disagree with that.
Travis Scott is a master at that. So proceed though.
Okay. So first of all, to say that Punch was hating on Sonics because of how I define Sonics is a misstep to me.
Talk about it.
I think that what he's saying is that Sonics absolutely do matter, but there's got to be an extra layer to the music in terms of what like how they perform lyrically.
Okay.
What they say lyrically, how they perform lyrically, how they deliver. So that this is why I'm saying like there's this midpoint in the spectrum. There's Sonics in terms of from the production on down to the mixing to the mastering and the sounds that are chosen, and then there's Sonics on up to the performer. Once you get past the beat onto the performer, then it's up to the performer to take those soundscapes and maximize them to their highest level.
And Sin, real quick,
you know what I mean?
Again,
Sin delivered that.
And what he's saying is that
Sin, I just want to pat you and the whole pod on the back, because this is something we talked about. Not knowing Punch would take this route. We said an album is not just about one particular thing. It's a relationship between all of these things, which makes it what it is as a listening experience. Go ahead, Sin. We talked about this. I just want to let niggas know that we already covered this.
So what again, to reiterate, what I feel Punch is saying is that sure, the Sonics in terms of production, sounds, instrumentals, mixing, mastering, they was all there, but what was Travis Scott doing? What were the performers doing on the album? They wasn't really saying much. They wasn't doing much. You know what? I spun the album, and I'm not a Travis Scott fan, but I kind of fucks with the album because of the Sonics. But I'm not. But people that's jumping out the window calling it a classic, it's not going to be a classic because Travis Scott doesn't do all that much with the Sonics. You know what I mean? And I think that's what
you gotta stop.
That sounds crazy.
That's what I think Punch is.
That sentence to me is like, wow, bro. Travis Scott don't do much with the Sonics. That's crazy.
I was in the car.
I'm saying he's not really delivering too much in terms of.
Oh my god,
that's so bars are now Sonics. Bars, that's what we doing.
Mace, because I told y'all today I got a bar.
He's not. It's not like he's bar.
Hold on. So Black Thought is the king of the Sonics?
What are you? No. Danny, why are you always misunderstanding everything, bro?
No, bro. You say he's not doing anything outside of the.
No, I'm saying he's got the Sonics sound bed. He's not really maximizing in terms of what he can do with those Sonics. He's just like the whole album is just like talking shit and talking about toxic relationships. That's the whole album.
All right, but wait.
There's not an awful lot outside of that.
We're burying the lead here.
All right.
Listen, we can talk about all that in a second. Mace, what are your thoughts on this whole sonical soundscape conversation? Because I got a bar. Sin, I'm coming for you, Sin. Pause. You are the person. You know what I mean? I pause it.
As you would. I wouldn't expect anything else.
This is like the type of conversation I can see this going to like delve into an all-out Royal Rumble.
It's going to in a second.
It's getting kind of hectic.
Going there now. Sin described it absolutely correct, right? Perfect. When describing Sonics, absolutely correct. And Punch is absolutely right. Like, no, you don't want to just hear an album that's sonically incredible and with nothing to offer on the performance end. But he's completely wrong is the problem. Like, are you telling me that the features here don't deliver? You telling me Travis doesn't deliver? Are you asking Travis to be something that you weren't, that Travis is not? You feel what I'm saying? I feel like he's doing a great Travis Scott. Like if you listen to Travis Scott, how is he not delivering what you want? Like this whole entire album, I'm just imagining, what this is gonna be like on tour. You know what I mean? Like this is gonna be incredible, bro. Like I understand, like I feel like the description that Punch is making, that's more of like a maybe the Uzi album that just dropped, or maybe like Playboy Cardi. You know what I'm saying?
Scott, bro,
I know. I hear talking to Travis, but I'm saying in this he's just wrong. He's just wrong.
There's a few people that he might be bundling into.
But the timing of
Did you listen to Astro World, bro? Astro World sonics are game changing. Is he the most lyrical nigga on the album? No, but that doesn't, bro. I went to that show. Well, the shit was and
it's like, I never seen nothing like that, shit, bro. I understand, like you saying he just talking shit and about his cars and shit, but the Chronic was only talking about smoking weed and fucking bitches. But the performances were incredible.
Nah, it was more than that. It was street shit. It was gang shit. All of that. It was LA lifestyle. LA lifestyle. It was fly lifestyle, right?
You just got a nice
that is LA lifestyle. Smoking a lot of
weed.
No,
I was gonna say.
That's Ice Cube.
John, you giving Dre the credit that should be given to Ice Cube.
Right. That Chronic is a party shit.
It's more. It was a little more. It was a little more surface level with Dre. It was a little more surface level because I think you understood the audience didn't want to go that deep.
What does the G stand for in G Funk? Not gangster?
Yeah, gangster. Absolutely. Right. But I'm saying, like, if you take it back to '92, I think, and this is a very interesting conversation. That I think a lot of people
turn I didn't expect.
A lot of people gave Dre the credit they should have been giving Q.
Well, that's why Q getting his flowers today. He's better than Biggie, apparently.
Well, yeah. And then he down with the fuck shit. He going out sad with this Tucker Carlson shit, but that's a whole other conversation. I don't want to go. I don't want to go that
politics out of it for now. But listen, fellas.
Patreon.
Facts.
Facts.
So I'm kind of on board with Punch, with the whole Sonics thing. I'm not gonna lie. If we're talking about Astro World as far as the overall experience goes, out of this world.
Man.
Stop Trying to Be God is one of my favorite songs. You know what I mean? Love it. When I tapped into this album, the Sonics are a 15 out of 10. The sounds, the soundscapes, it's really evident what he was aiming for, right? But that in itself is the problem that I have with it. This album is more about what these kids like today. Back in our day, let's be old for a second. Make sure you could sit this one out.
You kicking me off the lawn, John?
Yeah. Back in my day,
young punk.
Even if you had girls around and you put the music on, we cared about the words and the beat and the vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this era, it's the kickback era. Somebody echoes is killing me. It's the kickback era. So a lot of times albums play crazy because again, it's still about being with your guys, bringing some Harlem through and chill, and the young people want the music to play in the background of the vibe. And if we're talking about sonics and the sound effects, this Travis Scott album is the ultimate kickback album, right? Great vibes. If we're talking about his performance as an artist, the rapper in this equation, took a few steps back. Yeah, I would be frustrated if I'm a Punch, because Punch is closer to our age, if not older. So he would be frustrated. Yeah. Then I started to listen even more to this album. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, there's usually at least one artist in the space that controls what a lot of these younger dudes do, right? For a very long time, Kanye West's latest release dictated the terms of where the Drakes the Travis Scotts, etc., even the Coles to a lesser degree, where they go with Big Sean, all these niggas, where they go with this album. Travis Scott did a hell of a Kanye cosplay sonically with this album from the opening salvo. Then I'm like,
a bunch of Yeezus vibes.
Of course. Then I thought to myself, who's responsible now that Kanye is on a bit of a hiatus? It is usually a big act. Like to me, Her Loss, that album, somebody's in the wings right now trying to replicate that energy. It might be Future, it might be somebody else. That was a big album for what it was supposed to be. We saw what Metro did with his compilation. That dictated the terms of a lot of these younger niggas' projects as well. Then I looked at your man Kendrick Lamar. And to me, Kendrick Lamar failing with Mr. Morale in the Mid-Steppers is the reason why this Travis Scott album isn't what it's supposed to be. Because he decided to take 5 years off, and it's him now. He's the artsy nigga. He's the nigga that we look to for the highfalutin shit, as well as the musicality, as well as the bars. And he didn't deliver the album. So because of that shit, he didn't do what he was supposed to do so that Travis Scott could do what he was supposed to do. And now we just get these weird-ass albums over and over again. Fucking Uzi shaking his hips. Travis Scott can't fucking rap because Kendrick Lamar, as the leader of the space, failed. Fucking Drake wanted to make pop music. We can't depend on this nigga. It was supposed to be Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar failed hip-hop. And now we getting these fucking weird-ass albums. It's his fault. Now Punch is out here shooting sideways so he can't shoot at Kendrick. He can't, so he got to shoot at Travis Scott. If Mr. Morale was what it was, because think about what rap sounded like after Damn dropped. Look, what did Damn not shake the room? Yes or no? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Heavy.
All right. There's certain rappers who control the space, especially in this pop rap era. And their albums dictate what everything else sounds like. Kendrick Lamar was supposed to be that guy. He failed. We're calling this album mid a year later. And now we got a dance album from Drake. This Travis Scott album, don't know what, because is it a dance album? Mace, you tell me, nigga. What is it? What is it?
It's a little over the place. I'll step in and I'll say it's a little all over the place.
It's lost. This album is lost because the nigga who was supposed to be the leader of the shit, he lost too.
All right. I'm sorry. Do we have two DDs on the round table today? Joe. So you taking a page out of Dini's book?
Man.
Like you say Kendrick
Lamar hates Kendrick.
Kendrick
owed. Let me rephrase it.
No. You're saying Kendrick owed hip hop enough to drop within those 5 years.
Who is the number one artistic tastemaker in rap?
It's Kendrick.
And he failed. That's my point. That is my point. Failed. And now look at these albums.
I can see the angle. I'm not even going
no. Pull that thread. Keep pulling that thread. Pull that thread out a little further.
The tastemakers take the space. Drake felt like this nigga dropped that shit. I'm like, I'm making a pop album, nigga. I ain't worried about this guy.
Right, like
nothing but stadium hits.
Don't even feel like they gotta be serious no
more. Nothing but music. We're gonna play in between songs at fucking basketball games.
He like, yo, 21, what you doing? Because I ain't worried about this guy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start dissing him in bars again. Because obviously he don't know what he want to be.
Yo,
wait, hold on. Kendrick doesn't know what he wants to be.
That's what Drake is saying. All of a sudden niggas not scared of Kendrick no more. And we getting these weird albums. That's all I'm saying.
Kendrick failed this,
I don't. That doesn't hold any weight because even when Kendrick was what you wanted him to be, what all three of you wanted him to be, he doesn't have to be what you wanted him to be.
You're right.
But no, that's not Mace. No, you Mace, bro. Fuck him.
Asian.
Hey, yo.
So
Kendrick Lamar's agent.
Even when Kendrick was what you wanted him to be,
right?
Travis Scott was not that. So how are you putting this on Kendrick? That's a reach and a half if I've ever seen.
The tastemakers in this era, especially this heavy copycat era, follow the leader.
And then the fucking tour was the biggest selling tour of all time. So
that was what we
He
missed you
was
tour,
gone
bro.
for 5 years.
That was
He's
what we missed our
popular as
favorite rapper
hell.
tour, bro.
Niggas want to see him, boy. Of course he had the highest
Listen.
selling tour.
Scorpion just got his 4th song that streamed 1 billion times. We gonna use numbers as some sort of.
I'm just saying that the word failed is a strong word.
Where are the
using the word failed
okay
based on certain criteria, and you're not looking at other criteria where it was the absolute opposite of failed.
Listen, where is the Kendrick Lamar music from Mr. Mid and the Midsteppers right now? It don't exist. It's not getting spins. We getting this weird quirky rap with his cousin, right? It's all there. I'm not making none of this up. It is all there. All the quirky shit. Nobody's afraid of anybody. Normally it's like, oh, this nigga out here wild. I gotta get my shit together. Kendrick was supposed to be that guy. Nobody's afraid.
To make the whole space,
to make them level their shit up. Now we gotta wait for Cole to drop. Because obviously Cole the only nigga taking this shit seriously. Because your man making weirdo contemporary rap.
That used to be Nas and Hov, how they would set the tone for everybody else. That used to be them.
Like Cole though, that's the thing, man. Like, let's be honest, bro.
But I thought we was giving that credit to Griselda.
I man made a fake Instagram page pretending to be a bum.
I thought we were all in agreement. We all collectively gave Griselda the credit for bringing bars back into the space.
But we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about the elites. The
artsy.
No, I'm not talking about. Let me rephrase. We're talking about the unit movers. They're in a different conversation.
Big dogs.
Okay.
He was supposed to drop that album that made everybody look around and be like, oh shit, I gotta level up. Instead, everyone has leveled down because they're not worried.
They're not. Here's where we differ.
Okay.
I saw him as leveling up.
You're definitely the only one, bro.
I'm not the only one. He literally leveled up. Like lyrically, he's still crazy, and content-wise, and this is the entire.
You can't drop a mid album and say he leveled up, bro.
It's not a mid album. Look, listen.
What album is it better than from his catalog?
We have a gripe.
All of them.
We have a gripe with
album ever.
Travis Scott not providing content-wise. Kendrick gave you the blueprint. He gave you the roadmap to talk about
why he ain't use his own blueprint.
So, Sin, is it?
No. You're not listening to me. He gave you the blueprint of how you could talk about other things outside of the normal shit that everybody keeps talking about. Just nobody wants to follow it.
Is Mr. Mid as good as
the music?
He gave you the road. He gave you the out.
Is Mr. Mid as good as to pimp a butterfly to you?
The music was not good.
Is Mr. Mid as good as to pimp a butterfly to you?
No, it's not.
So that's a step down, is it not?
That's not what we're talking about. We're not comparing Kendrick albums. We're talking about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in its time and when it dropped, and how how Jarvis saying it failed to inspire other artists in his space moving forward. And what I'm saying is he gave motherfuckers the roadmap and the out to stop regurgitating. You're not letting me finish, bro. You're not letting me finish. He gave him the roadmap to stop regurgitating the same shit that they constantly talk about day in and day out, and motherfuckers don't want to take it because they're entirely comfortable staying in the same bubble that they've been in their entire career. Kendrick is the only one that's brave enough to step out of that bubble.
He was brave enough to give us some mid too.
Y'all can talk shit all y'all want, but the narrative is bullshit, bro.
It's not a narrative.
Bullshit.
I was talking about the step back. Like if the next album is not as good as the last album, that is a step back, bro. That's what I was talking about as far as step back, as far as skill.
The album is not good.
The album is great.
You know how like when you put the lights on and the roaches is all out? You know what I mean? They like, oh shit.
The album is
the album ain't good, so we lit. We ain't even gonna run away no more.
I don't understand.
You said, Drake said, I'm making a dance album. I'm not worried, bro. This guy, what?
Niggas still talk about Damn. Niggas still talk about Good Kid. Niggas even still talk about the Pimp a Butterfly, bro.
Kendrick talked about the shit that everybody should be talking about, and nobody is brave enough to talk about.
Hey, yo,
that's
congrats.
what I'm saying.
The album isn't good. And because of him failing to be the tastemaker that he is, all of these guys are making bullshit. It's his fault. Now we gotta wait for J. Cole.
This is Jarv's single worst take of all time.
The greatest take. The top tastemaker in the space dropped some bullshit, and the album niggas behind him said, we don't gotta raise our level. We could just keep doing the same shit because he ain't pushing us.
No, and this is funny too, because I felt like this whole time we've been saying Drake is the number one tastemaker in the space, and he's been the most influential. All of a sudden, you want to make Kendrick the most influential to fit this narrative? Get the fuck out of here, Jarv.
You yourself. He's the number one. He's the number one.
Yourself, boy.
Sin, you said he the top RT nigga. He make the highfalutin shit. That's all I'm saying. He do, don't he?
Yes.
Don't
we've been saying the whole time how Drake, for the past, I don't know, decade, has been the number one artist that has been pointing the industry in the direction that they're going in. Has he not? Have we not been saying that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that now?
No.
All right, you cool now?
I don't remember that.
You didn't check the stats?
Nah.
You didn't
I know that when it comes to making
all right, bet.
When it comes to making dense rap music, it's Kendrick Lamar. According to Sincere, he said that Kendrick makes the hottest shit and the most deep, the depth, the quality is him.
Right.
And my point is,
now you want to listen to me.
But that was the point the whole time. So you're not listening, you're getting mad. I said that when it comes to making highfalutin artistic rap, if Kanye's out of the way and he's going through whatever he's going through, it was up to Kendrick Lamar to drop the album that shook the room and changed the space. And he dropped some bullshit, and because of that, his contemporaries, the Drakes, the Travis Scotts, they're not worried anymore. They don't got to do shit.
And it's almost like a Jay-Z Kanye point, right? Or local celebrity rapper Kanye point, right? Like Jay-Z standing next to you make you hot, right? Jay-Z giving you the verse make you hot. But within the game, niggas was following Kanye, what Kanye was doing. You know what I mean? So both of them exist as super influential figures, but I understand what y'all was saying. Like the niggas in the game was watching Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Flop, bro.
Were they?
Yo, JD said Magic 2 over
I
the
swear all of
mid-steppers.
the conversations on this round table was telling me that they wasn't really looking at Kendrick, they was looking at Drake to see what he was doing. I saw that was what the conversation was the whole time.
Did we not treat Mr. Admitted and Mid-Steppers as the most anticipated album of 2022? Yes or no?
We did.
Anticipate because it was going for 5 years. But that's not the conversation we're having.
And then he dropped.
Y'all can try to keep spinning like
we're not spinning it.
Around.
We're not, bro.
Spinning. Yeah. Y'all can keep
this pretzel around. We're not even talking. We're not even talking about the quality of the album. We're talking about the narrative and the way that we've been talking about this space at this rap round table.
Who is the most artistic nigga outside of Kanye?
Kendrick. Yes.
And he failed. That's all we're saying. And because of his failure, no one else rose to the occasion.
So you're saying he had.
I've been saying it for the last 10 minutes.
No. Okay, you're saying he had a much bigger impact on the game than you care to admit in these past few years.
What are you talking?
Is that what you're saying?
No, because it's always been clear. Has it not been Drake and Kendrick as the top two for the longest? Am I missing something here?
Right. But as far as we were concerned, collectively, Drake was the number one tastemaker.
The most popular, not the tastemaker, the most popular.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Wasn't he dictating the space?
Listen, again, if Kanye is not in the arena when it comes to making top level, high level art,
Kendrick was gone for
rap.
I just don't understand this. Kendrick was gone for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I had to.
What you not understanding? I don't understand.
Well, that Kendrick was gone for 5 years, but somehow now he was the biggest tastemaker in the space.
Yes.
Y'all was saying he was not even
So talking about all of us.
I don't
That
ever
was the
remember saying
vanguard,
Kendrick
Sin.
wasn't.
Come on, bro. He was
Like
the
we
vanguard
would,
of
you
the
act
name,
like
bro.
we treated him like Eminem or something. Like
Y'all
we
didn't want to put him on the list. Y'all didn't want to put him on the list.
Time out. See, Sin trying to spin this argument to his.
I don't understand.
I don't remember saying Kendrick wasn't.
I ain't doing this with Sin. First of all, we've argued about how great Typical Butterfly was. We've talked about the Pulitzer Prizes. We know who Kendrick Lamar is.
Wait, do we?
Yes, we have. The show's recorded. We've argued about which album was better. I said that Damn was the most important album of his career. Did I not say that?
Y'all don't.
And the better one.
Hold on.
Out of the two.
Hold on.
Are we missing something?
Hold on. Now you're telling me, Job, that collectively we've been talking about how To Pimp a Butterfly is a classic album.
Then have we
folks.
not argued that?
We've argued it. So have we been in agreement about it?
No.
Okay.
But the question of the artistic value of the album has never been in question. I just felt like that it wasn't the rap album for me. I also said coming off of his breakthrough album, following up with To Pimp a Butterfly was not the right route. And because of that, Damn sounded the way it sounded because he realized artistically that he went too far to the left. I've said that countless times.
Yes, that's correct.
And when he dropped Damn was a monster.
Great album.
Damn was such a monster that it led right into the Wakanda soundtrack, the Black Panther soundtrack, which is also, he was on top of the world. A lot of rap was sounding like Kendrick. Kendrick leaves for 5 years. Kanye West is off his meds. The number one artistic nigga in the game is Kendrick Lamar. He drops a whack album, and his contemporaries no longer feel the pressure to follow up with some fire because the lead nigga in the space who's supposed to be doing that shit dropped some bullshit. And he moved units, and he did good tour units. So they're like, yo, if he could do that, he's supposed to be the arty nigga. We don't gotta push the pen no more. We can make some regular shit. I can make a pop album for niggas.
Copy. So Kendrick didn't push the pen on Mr. Morale.
You know,
anyway, that's what you say.
You trying to give me?
No. John keeps hopscotching around his
I'm not hopscotching anything. You're not listening.
No. You just said. We don't have to take the pen seriously because Kendrick didn't. That's what you said. That's what you said.
I'm gonna let you in on something.
That's what you said.
Sincere gets mad. Sincere tries to nitpick and find some way to have an angle. Sincere is upset, like I told you he would be. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You're mad.
Nah, it's cool. I know how you spin the narratives. I got you.
Not at all. The album failed, and his contemporaries don't feel like they need to raise their level. Long story short. Anything else?
The album did what it did. Critically, it's amazing.
Bro. Indeed, it did what it did.
The tour went crazy off of the album.
We back to the tour now.
So I don't see what
popular artist goes on tour and it does well. I don't understand what we talking about.
I don't see what the argument is.
I understand.
The Yankees have a losing season. They're gonna stop being the Yankees. What we talking about?
Damn really made niggas step their game up, bro.
Like, it did.
It really did.
Damn was a great album,
bro. Like we talking about what? We talking about Astro World.
Listen,
that's what
Travis shot that.
Can I make my final counterpoint to this?
Go ahead, bro.
Kendrick did not fail his contemporaries. His contemporaries failed Kendrick. Kendrick made the road out of talking about the same shit that you talk about every fucking day, and they didn't want to take it. They still want to talk about the same shit.
He don't even want to talk about the same shit because he ran and made that weird song with his cousin right after that. Stop, bro.
Now he wants to. He got all of that off his chest. Now he wants to have some fun. Let him have some fun, bro.
Do we have anything else to add to the Utopia? So long story short, outside of the Kendrick slander, me and Sin agree that this album ain't that. Dini and Mace agree that the album is that. Is that where we at with this? For Utopia?
I like it.
Yo, chat. Thumbs up or thumbs down for Utopia if you indeed listen to it, because I know some of us in the chat, we're not looking for Travis Scott albums, but if you heard it, thumbs up or thumbs down. Last but not least, before we get out of here, this has been a fun episode. So Mason and I did the lunch hour on Friday.
Fire.
MC Shan made some comments about Esco, and we took it upon ourselves to address MC Shan for being an OG and saying some things that were a bit out of pocket towards Nas, as well as being an OG, not approaching the situation the way an OG should. You know what I'm saying? Before I start there, Sid, I know you didn't get to cover that. Like, when you saw the comments about Shan, what were your takeaway? Just so they could get the entire rap roundtable's opinion of shit.
It's tough for me, man, because I'm always one to respect the OGs. And like beyond respect the OGs, it's more like give them some grace. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially because they came up in a time where like there was no structure. It was kind of like the Wild West. Like, what are we doing here? Like, labels started paying attention because they was making some hot records that was hot in the streets, but it's like they don't know exactly how to go about the business of things. So a lot of them fell in the land on the landmines and in the booby traps and shit. So when I look at Shan, I see somebody that had a legendary impact on the game. He influenced countless rappers. He's a Queens legend. We might not have Nas if it wasn't for Shan. And so but he had a tough life. Like you could see in his demeanor, in his face. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know facts. I don't know what he's lived through in his life. But you can see that he's lived a somewhat rough life, right? That's the story of a lot of people that came up where we came up in. So like, I want to give him some grace. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't agree with what he's saying, but at least
gotta chill.
give that man some grace. Let him get shit off his chest. Maybe at some point he'll realize, you know what, I was wilding, and he might, apologize or whatever. So just give him this little bit of slack and grace. That's all I'm saying.
Dini, what you think about Shan's comments?
Shan, just use the phone, my brother. That's all I say. If you have I know this is a crazy time we dealing with in hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? It's the time where all the OGs should be getting their flowers. And I know when you look around the landscape, being an older, you know what I'm saying, thought leader in the hip hop space, you look around, you see the money people make nowadays. I know that shit must warp minds, bro. When you see like how much you got paid back in the days to opposed to what people get paid today, you know what I'm saying? Even as like in any sport, the way niggas get paid today to the way they get paid yesterday, you're like, damn, like I have so much contribution in this shit. Like niggas should kind of be hollering at me to come do these things, but sometimes just pick up the phone, man. I'm sure you could have called Escobar and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's hip hop 50. You know what I'm saying? You a legend, bro. You was in one of the biggest hip hop battles. You went against KRS-One, who was like the god at the time. You know what I'm saying? You did like monumental shit, but just not the way to go about it, bro. Pick up the phone, man. A phone call does a lot, bro.
Nah, the chat, y'all
wild. Chat is doing a lot, bro. Man. Come on, chat. He's up on the OG.
I got it.
Y'all worse than us on Friday.
So, y'all gotta
J-Max said
we showing love today.
J-Max said that Shan still use a payphone, and I almost lost it, bro. Like, yo, you got it.
Chill. We're not doing that today to Shan, bro. Legend, man.
The point of what we were saying is that we were disappointed. Maybe we did go a little too hard, but the point of it is, as an OG for Hip Hop 50, going on the internet, talking into your phone, and keep my name out your fucking mouth, all kinds of shit like that. We don't need that this year. That's not the route. But we might be in trouble because one of our constituents, we don't brag about plugs over here. We know people. We just don't really talk about it.
Right.
But one of them in particular hit us up and was like, yo, y'all went too crazy on MC Shan. Then I was like, okay, but fair is fair. He was out of pocket. She proceeds to then say like, nah, but I know him. Like, I'm about to see him next week, and I'm telling him what y'all said about him on the rap round.
I'm gonna catch it straight because I wasn't even there.
Oh yeah,
neither was me.
So all we wanted to say is, if you put on the internet at any point, sometime next week or the week after next, and MC Shan happens to say something about the rap round table, just blame Mason Jar and Sharon. You know
we still love you, Shan. We still love you, dog.
This is your fault, Sharon. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But yeah, I think we can leave it right there. We just want to let y'all know, just be on the lookout, because we might be in trouble, because we said a lot. I think I said he looked crusty, and she felt the way about the crusty bars, and Maybe I did go too far.
We were upset with you. We hold our legends to a different standard, man. We didn't want to see Shan going out like that. Going out a little sad,
come
man.
on, bro.
Damn, Apex. Nah, we're not
damn
even.
it. We're not doing that, man.
We're not even repeating
She
that.
tried to
Come
play the
on.
ageism card. She was like, I'm in my 50s as well. I'm like, look.
Shan in his 50s?
All right,
Yeah,
so
remember Mace? Never mind.
Oh, yeah. My
Yeah.
copy. Say that.
Damn.
Salute MC Shan, man.
we appreciate
Yes,
y'all
sir.
popping
Shout to
out for this
Shan, man.
love. Shout out to everybody. Hit that like button as you hit. Please
Yes,
hit the
please.
like button. Hit the like button. Roundtablemerch.com.
Yes.
Go copy one of these truckers right here. Support the brand. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Everything y'all put into the brand goes into the brand.
And if you appreciate different point of views and not just one point of view and the other one just blindly agreeing with it, just keep subscribing, keep liking,
Yes, sir.
keep tuning in. You know what I mean? That's what we do here.
And you see, we like to have fun. You know, nobody's safe. We make fun of each other.
Facts.
We make fun of the space. We make fun of y'all in the chat. Y'all make fun of us. We have fun,
man.
bro. And if y'all here for hip hop conversations that are fun and not college lectures, you know what I mean?
You know where to go.
Dean.
All in the videos.
Take us home, bro.
Yo, salute to the chat, man. Rocked out with us the whole time. Fuck with y'all all day.
Chat was live today, man.
Heavy, very heavy. We love y'all. Salute to the legends out there, man. This is we encroaching on August. You know, this is the month where we hit that 50-year mark. You know, so we're extending our hands and our channel to all the legendary shit. So if MC Shan just want to happen to talk to the rap round table and we can chop it up, you know, on some misunderstandings and all that, we can do that because we fuck with the OG. Salute to him. Yo,
Thanks.
Salute to Macito, voice of the young people, mouthpiece for hustlers. These back motherfuckers. Shout out to Rap Snob. You know what I'm saying? We gonna love you forever for that Mr. Midtake, my brother. But you are the technician. Job,
Yes,
the lobs always epic. Behind the back spin move. The moves, you know the vac, you know the fucking vibes. Holla at Job. He's the focus. Yo, y'all know what it is, man. I'm being the balance of the force. I'm a little fried, tie-dye to the side, but I'm with my guys and we the rap round table and we out of here. You dig? Boom.
Get your merch. Get your merch.
Pop that
merch.
Yes.
You dig?
I mean,
why not?
Everybody want to be Mr. Me Too.
Talk about it.
I know. Yep.
Talk about it.